I'm Kitty.
I'm Daisy.
And I'm Lewis, and you're watching Toasted.
All right, Kitty, Daisy, and Lewis, welcome to Pinkpop here.
Hi, nice to be here.
Hey, welcome back to Holland. Actually, I just talked to you for a second when you guys were getting beers and oranges, or what is it, strawberries, actually. I saw you guys play at the Lowlands Festival, which was awesome. I lost track a little, and I was in London, and I saw a poster of you guys playing, so I was really thrilled you guys are back. Third album out now, the third.
Yes, it's going really well. It's nice to be back here. Lovely day for it as well, you know.
First thing that strikes me, of course, were your beautiful outfits. And now you told me your mom made those.
She did, yeah. We designed them and made them ourselves, mainly my mum. But they're good for wearing on stage, especially if you're a female drummer.
Well, I mean, you must get tons of reactions for the dresses you have. Like,
I think it's important to make an effort on stage. We're not really a jeans and t-shirt kind of band, so yeah.
Hey, you recorded the album with the audio stuff that you collect, right? Is it actually full analog recordings?
Yeah, up until the stage where you have to make a CD or a download. But that's not the reason we do it, just because it's full analog. It's just it's good because we can work at our own pace in our own studio and kind of take it as it comes and not have a time limit pressure and stuff like that. You know.
So you did take your time to record this album. It's 12 songs on there.
Yeah. And there was a few extra ones that were like bonus tracks and stuff. So, but the recording was actually quite quick. But we did a lot of rehearsal for about 5 months with Mick Jones, the producer, before we actually recorded. Yeah.
Why did you take long to rehearse and then you just taught yourself the lyrics and the songs and then burst it out live?
Yeah, we were just kind of developing the songs for a while, playing around with them, and then got them to a stage where they were, proper songs. And ready to record.
Hey, I love the video for Bye Bye Baby.
Thank you very much.
Well, you girls actually kill a woman in the video.
Yep. Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, because you have a bad rap actually. Last year, you guys played in Pinkpop before, and the story goes one of you girls.
Yeah, there was a rumor that there's a rumor at this festival that I hit somebody. I didn't. It was a friend of mine, and people mistook her for me. So everyone thought it was me, but it was her.
So the story that I heard,
he deserved it.
Exactly. The story I heard was like
it wasn't me.
He threw beer at one of you girls, and you smacked him down.
Yeah, it was my mate. Oh,
good for her.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah.
Where is she now, actually?
She's running around Europe or America somewhere doing the same thing.
Hey, it's not just you guys on stage, right? There's more band members. Mom and Dad actually joining as well.
Yes, my mum plays the bass, my dad plays the rhythm guitar and some percussion, and we also have a trumpet player, Tan. He's from Spanish Town, Jamaica, and he's a legendary player who's played on so many hit records throughout history, but it's kind of an unsung hero.
Sweet. How did you guys meet up, actually?
We met him at a party about 5 years ago, and we were actually looking for a trombone player, but bumped into him, and he came round and jammed, and it was great. We've been playing with him ever since.
A whole different subject. Of course, I mean, the videos that you guys do are always very cinematic. You appeared in movies, several movies. Would you ever consider making movie music, like for an entire soundtrack, and would you consider playing in one?
I'd love to, but it must be a lot of work. I'd be well up for it. I'd love to do something like that. I think it would be a really, really nice project to work on. Yeah.
Do you guys always work as a threesome on everything you do, or do you guys consider going solo as well?
As far as songwriting goes, we all write separately and then bring it together and then develop the songs from there as the five of us do that. But yeah, we never know. We might have our own stuff going on at some point, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, of course you guys toured with famous bands. I mean, you played with Coldplay. I wonder, how did that happen? I mean, is it actually like these bands send you an email and ask you, like, want to join us on stage?
We've always taken the route of just people asking us, and then we do it. So, Chris Martin wanted us to do it, so we did it, and that's always the way we've operated. It's just because there's no point begging people to get on tours and stuff, because if people don't want to hear you, then there's no point in doing it. So we've always just played our cards. If people want to hear us and book us, great, and if they don't, then
Hey, of course, and this is a question that probably everybody asks you. I mean, going on tour is pretty rock and roll, and it can be fun, and meeting lots of gorgeous men and women. But now when you're touring with your mom and dad, you don't get any of that, right?
I don't know about that. They're
Exactly.
actually worse than us sometimes. I don't know. We don't let that, get to us or change anything. We just do what we do.
Well, was it the same when you guys grew up together? When your parents are pretty rock and roll, must be something special to grow up with rock and roll parents.
Yeah, but we never really saw it like that. It was just a case of, like all playing music together at home. We didn't really look at it like, oh, our mum's, played in this band or our dad does this. It was just sort of a thing that we did for a hobby, really, like to entertain ourselves.
But you guys enjoying it, right? I mean, 3 albums down the
Yeah.
road. I mean,
Yeah,
you must be soon doing something, right?
We're loving it, we're enjoying all the shows and just love playing music, really.
When I first heard of you guys, which was a long time ago, I thought you were American straight away. But you're from England, right?
Yeah, we're from London, yeah.
So how did you guys get into the American look and feel? I mean, your look's American and the music is American.
I don't know why people think that, but
I mean, come on, the whole look and feel is American. I mean,
a lot of
driving
some
around
of
in an
our-
old Chevy from the 50s.
Some of our earlier musically speaking, some of our
Yeah.
earlier stuff was more kind of bluesy based and stuff like that. So I see why people would say that. I don't necessarily think we look American, whatever that is.
I think
but,
once music is taken out of the pop context, then it's then people focus on where it's from. Whereas things like disco music and stuff, it's not seen as American music, but to me, it's just as American as anything else. And a lot of our music comes from all over the place, like the ska and the reggae influence and stuff like that from the West Indies. But obviously, they were influenced by American music and stuff, so it all kind of works in big circles, and you wouldn't have one thing if you didn't have another. So
One song that's on the album is Bitchin' in the Kitchen. You recorded a session before with that song?
yeah, I think maybe even before we'd recorded it, we played it in a session when we were.
Awesome song.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's not a cover because it used to be a song by, I don't know, I lost the name of the band, but there's another band who made a song with the same name.
Really?
Yeah. Shock Treatment did it.
Shock treatment.
A band from the 80s, American band.
Good name.
And it's also a show, and in Canada it's like a cooking show called Bitchin' in the Kitchen.
All right, cool.
Are the lyrics actually about you guys?
Yeah, well, that one, I sort of make out that I'm singing about someone else, but I guess it was sort of about me at a certain stage. Obviously you exaggerate a bit, but to make it sound better. But, yeah.
You're a collector of audio recording stuff. You got microphones from the BBC, I read. Is that true?
everyone got rid of lots of stuff years ago. Now it's more in demand, but I only really kind of try to get stuff that I'm going to use or make stuff that I'm going to use rather than just having things as ornaments and stuff like that. So yeah, there were a lot of studios getting rid of lots of things. The BBC did all that, although they couldn't technically sell it because it was publicly owned. But
So how did you get it?
well, all that stuff got out, and it went into other studios, and then they shut down, because lots of studios have shut down now, so they auctioned off all their stuff, and there was a time when people didn't want a lot of the old stuff, and a lot of it got thrown in the skip as well.
Hey, is it actually worthwhile to release albums right now? Because I mean, of course, everybody buys vinyl again. It starts to climb up, but releasing an album on CD, is it still worthwhile? I mean,
We obviously will always release records because that's what we like, and more people are starting to buy them again, which is a great thing.
yeah.
As far as CDs go, I don't really think many people buy them. It's all just kind of downloads, really.
Yeah.
I think that because it is kind of dying, it's important to try and keep it going.
Yeah, I agree. Well, what do you reckon? Will there be a resurgence in the CDs actually? Because people
They'll
are
always
dumping
be there
it.
because it's a good medium for people to kind of store stuff and things like that, but none of this stuff is really reliable, and it seems to kind of change every year. Like as to what format is actually reliable, it's really the older ones, because the records stored that was made 100 years ago, if stored in the right conditions, will be fine today, whereas music on a hard drive maybe from 5 years ago could be corrupt. So but that's really a different subject.
What I loved about the different sessions that I saw, that even though your music is well produced and you take your time to record it, if you strip it down to the bare bone, songs are still standing.
Thank you very much. I mean, I think it's always about the song,
Yeah.
and if that song doesn't come through, and then sometimes you lose your way and you get too caught up in all the little things and stuff. Oh, you need to add a tambourine hit there and stuff. But if the song doesn't actually come through, then there's no point in really doing it.
Exactly.
For us, like, the most important thing since the beginning has always been, as long as there's like a good groove there. Yeah, if there's a good vibe and a good groove, then you can always build on top of that.
Do you realize when you're writing songs and you put them together that you have something magical actually?
There's always a moment when you just kind of click and everyone's like, yeah, this is working, this is rocking. Sometimes you'll struggle with that and you'll be playing around with the song for a while and you'll be like, it's not really working, and then come back to it months later and be like, actually, this is really good. So sometimes, yeah.
An idea that I spontaneously got. Would you guys consider doing actually a live show and record it on film? Because I mean, you guys kick ass live.
Yeah, why not? That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it'd be really expensive, but
Do it.
yeah,
Someone
we'd
else-
always be
if
unhappy.
someone else wants to do it, fine.
We're up for it. Let's do it. Of course, you're here at the Pinkpop Festival now, but you'll be touring through Europe. Where will you guys go? And if I'm interested, where can I find your info?
So everything's on our website, but we'll be doing a few more festivals, and then we're off to Japan, Australia, New Zealand, America, Canada, and then we do another Europe tour, and then another UK tour. So we're pretty much booked up till February now. So
Do you guys actually like touring? Because I mean, a lot of bands go like, it's heavy, no sleep, lots of working.
It's bits of both, really. Sometimes it's really good fun and sometimes it's hard, but
For a lot of people, you're a new band, because this is the first time that they get in touch with your music, but you guys have been going on for years and years and years. And I can imagine that, well, you get tired of playing sooner than the people can discover you, actually.
I don't know. I think we'll always just be playing, whether or not we're just doing the whole band thing. We'll always be playing anyway, as we always have done. But I think it's nice to kind of gain new fans and people that hear your music and whatever song they like the best. I think it's just great.
Did you guys play in Japan before?
Yeah, we've played 2 or 3 times, but the last time was kind of more of our own thing.
Like one of the best crowds ever. One of the only crowds that actually clap in time as well, which is.
Is that really lousy like that? I mean, if you play songs that people just clap out of tune, what do you do?
I mean, it's nice that they clap along. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but.
But how do you do as a band? What do you
You
do?
just kind of have to blank it out and follow yourself.
And just go on.
Yeah.
And let the people be out of rhythm.
But the Japanese are very good at that.